of this significance so early in your career?
¿Cómo te sientes, Elvis? Saludos. ¿Cómo te sientes de estar en una cartelera tan grande tan temprano en tu carrera?
Bueno, saludos, primeramente, ganado, buenos días. Y, tú sabes, súper contento y súper preparado para dar un show en esta cartelera. Contento de estar en un evento tan grande, tan temprano en el año, ¿tú me entiendes? Y estamos ready para dar lo mejor de nosotros esa noche.
First of all, good morning to everyone. I'm very excited to be in such a big part, so early in my career, and we're just ready to put on a show on Saturday.
And as always, please use the raise hand button on the Zoom chat, or message me privately if you would like to ask a question. So we will start off with a question in Spanish from Cesar Seda. Cesar, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Elvis, buenas tardes. Y César Seda, Edición Dividida, Puerto Rico. Te pregunté en la conferencia anterior, en la cartelera anterior que tuviste, sobre la situación del COVID y la condición. Y vimos en esa pelea que no, por lo menos lo que yo observé, no fue el mismo Elvis que siempre estamos esperando. Nos has dado grandes batallas y eso es lo que esperábamos. ¿Cómo te sientes ahora para este combate luego de esa pelea y luego del COVID?
Question is, how do you feel? Last time I saw you, I asked you about the positive COVID test that you had, and what I looked on the last fight was that you didn't perform as we are used to seeing you perform. So I asked the same question again. How are you feeling for this fight?
Pero me siento bastante bien, bastante diferente. Este campamento, comparado con mi última pelea, con el campamento de mi última pelea, ha sido bastante diferente. Ha sido un campamento mucho más largo, mucho más exigente, mucho más fuerte. Hemos hecho un trabajo bien inteligente y yo te aseguro que estamos al 100%. Estamos al 100 y esta pelea, este sábado lo van a ver.
For the last fight, training camp didn't go as well. It has been totally different this camp. It has been a longer training camp. It has been more challenging, and I'm 100% ready to go, and you're going to see that on Saturday.
Thank you very much. And the next one, we go to Keith Idek. Keith, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to ask Freddie, what did he see? Elvis obviously went some rounds in his last fight. What did you see from him in that fight, Freddie, and what did you like and what did you not like?
I liked his last fight. I thought going the distance was good for him. I think people need to go the distance at some time. You always got tough opponents out there, and going the distance gives him a lot more experience and gives him more rounds. And I think that's going to help him along the way.
Freddie, what do you think of Kenneth Sims Jr.? He hasn't really quite reached his potential that he showed as an amateur, but what do you think of him as maybe the best opponent that Elvis has fought so far?
Yeah, he's one of the best opponents. He's a very good fighter. I mean, he's been in my gym. I think he's sparred with Pacquiao a couple of times, and a couple of my other guys. And he's a very solid guy, and we're 100% ready for what he wants to bring.
Freddie, when he sparred with Manny, I'm assuming at your gym, how did he do?
He did very well. He's a very good worker, and not too many people do great with Manny, but he was very competitive, and he tries really hard and he works hard.
Thanks, Freddie. I have a question for Elvis also. Elvis, Kenneth was just on the conference call earlier, and he said he saw some vulnerability in you in your last fight. What would your response to that be?
Que él estuvo escuchando que Sims dijo algo durante la entrevista, que vio algunas cosas vulnerables en tu juego. ¿Cuál sería tu respuesta a eso?
Bueno, yo espero que él, al igual que yo, esté bien preparado el sábado y que si eso es lo que él piensa, que lo demuestre. Yo sé que yo voy preparado 100% para esta pelea. O sea, de mi última pelea no me sofoco con nada de eso, porque sé que, o sea, no son excusas, pero no tuve el mejor campamento para mi última pelea y eso. Pero esta vez las cosas han sido bastante diferentes y yo te aseguro que estamos al 100%. Y este sábado lo van a ver.
I hope that he comes well prepared as I am right now. If that's what he thinks, I hope he proves it on Saturday. I don't want to make any excuses, but like for the last training camp, it wasn't my best training camp, but for this time around, I'm 100% ready. And again, you're going to see that on Saturday.
Why was the last training camp not your best camp?
Que porque el último campamento de entrenamiento no fue tu mejor campamento de entrenamiento.
Bueno, creo que tú sabes, fue un tiempo corto. Me fui para Santo Domingo para descansar unos días, entonces, sabes, tuve que volver y eso. Tuve poco tiempo para hacer peso. ¿Me entiendes? Fue un campamento bien corto.
I said that because it was a shorter training camp. I spent a couple of days, resting in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. And when I came back, I had to get used to the training hard again. And I had just a very short time to make the weight.
Thanks, Elvis.
Thank you, Keith. And Mike Rueda, who comes from Jose Ramirez's neck of the woods in Central Valley, California. Mike, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
I'm gonna ask Elvis first. Elvis, en tu pelea última, pues fuiste a decisión, no ganaste el knockout como esperaban mucho. ¿Qué crees que aprendiste en esa pelea? Dijiste que tenías el campamento no muy bien, pero ¿qué aprendiste yendo pues, a una decisión sobre un knockout?
The last time you fought, you won the distance and you didn't get the knockout like a lot of people expected. How do you feel of getting the decision?
Bueno, creo que ha sido una pelea que me enseñó bastante, una pelea de mucha experiencia. Para mí creo que es la que me ha ayudado de toda mi carrera, porque como tú puedes saber, no siempre va a llegar el knockout, ¿tú me entiendes? Y creo que fue bueno para mí adquirir esa experiencia de irme a la distancia y pelear muchos saltos. Creo que ha sido la pelea que más me ha dado experiencia en toda mi carrera.
This last fight was a very good learning experience. I think it's the best fight that I have had and that I have learned more from. And those are the fights that are gonna, help me keep growing as a fighter and continue to get better.
Y aparte de que este campamento has dicho que ha sido mejor, ¿qué crees que va a ser la diferencia más grande en esta pelea de tu última?
What do you think is going to be the biggest difference outside of this being a better training camp for this fight?
Bueno, como tú lo dijiste, ha sido un campamento bastante diferente, un mejor trabajo, un trabajo más inteligente. Hemos tenido buenos compañeros de sparring. Y la diferencia se va a ver el sábado. Yo sé que la diferencia se va a ver el sábado.
This has been a really completely different and very good training camp. I have been working more smartly. I have had better sparring partners, and I know that the difference is going to be seen on Saturday.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike. We've got a couple other questions in the queue. Again, direct message me on the Zoom chat or raise your hand, and we will get to as many questions as possible. Alan Alford has been waiting patiently. Please unmute yourself, Alan, and go ahead.
Thank you so much, Evan. Appreciate that. And I got two questions, one for each. For Freddie first. When you have a fighter like Elvis, a diamond in the rough, how do you keep a fighter like himself not getting too far ahead of himself?
He never gets too far ahead of himself. He works very consistent, and we put him in with really tough sparring partners along the way. We have a very good stable here, so we have good sparring for all our opponents. And that last camp was a bit short. He got back from his home trip a little bit late, and so it was a little bit short. But this one was in the full camp, and he did his work. He sparred really very good opponents, and we expect him to bring the best out of him.
Okay, that's great. And for Elvis, are we going to see you play the guitar at the end of the night after the fight?
La pregunta es que si vamos a verte tocar la guitarra al final de la noche.
No, claro, claro, eso seguro, seguro. Estamos ready 100% y este sábado lo vamos a montar un show.
Of course, that's for sure. We're 100% ready, and we're gonna put on a show on Saturday.
Gardy, ask Elvis, does the guitar only comes out if he scores a knockout, right? That's like the reward for his knockout?
Que la guitarra solamente sale cuando hay knockout. Cuando no hay knockout, no sale la guitarra.
Sí, ella sale, pero cuando no hay knockout sale un poco más tímida.
So, the guitar is always there, but when there's no knockout, it gets a little bit shy.
So I think the fans are looking forward to that. We've got Hank Lundy's coming in shortly, but we've got a couple questions left. Kenyon Atchison, please unmute yourself and go ahead when ready.
Thanks, Evan. Elvis, last time out against Verone, you kind of like started off a little slower than normal. Was it more so of you kind of like pacing yourself, or was it due to you didn't quite have the full camp that you would have really liked to have?
Que la última vez para la pelea con Verón te vimos comenzar un poquito más lento la pelea y te tomó un poco de tomar el tiempo. ¿Fue eso porque quería pacearte y tomar así la pelea, o piensas que fue también el tipo de campamento de entrenamiento que tuviste?
No tanto eso, sino tú sabes, el rival, a pesar de todo, era un rival bastante incómodo, tú sabes, se movía muy bien. Y me tomó un poquito de tiempo entrar en su ritmo, pero ya después que entré en su ritmo, tú viste cómo pudimos llegar a la pelea bien.
No, I really think that it was because of the opponent. He had a very awkward style. He was moving a lot, and it took me a little bit of time to get in rhythm. But once I did that, you saw what happened.
All right, and last.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Evan. One last question. You really, Elvis, you made a name for yourself during the bubble and whatnot. So how exciting is it now that you have this name, you got some cachet about yourself, that you're now fighting back in front of fans after your run in the bubble?
Que ¿Cómo te sientes de haber tenido esa corrida en la burbuja donde te diste a conocer, mucha gente conoce tu nombre, y ahora verte pelear frente a fanáticos y en una cartelera tan grande?
No, se siente bien, tú sabes, nos sentimos bastante bien, bastante contentos, eso es lo que queremos, seguir subiendo de nivel siempre. Y estamos contentísimos de estar presente en este evento, que sin duda alguna va a ser uno de los mejores eventos del año, una de las mejores peleas, y abriendo el main event, ¿tú me entiendes? Nos sentimos bien contentos.
We're very happy. We feel very happy with what we have done in the bubble, and right now, fighting in front of fans, that's what we want to do. We want to keep going in levels, and I feel very happy of opening up the broadcast for the main broadcast and fighting on ESPN.
Thank you very much, Gardy. Thank you, Elvis. Gardy just asked Elvis, is there any final comments? Or he heads out to Vegas in a day.
¿Algún mensaje final que quieras decir antes de terminar la llamada y antes que tengas que salir para Las Vegas?
No, bueno, darle las gracias como siempre a toda mi gente allá en Santo Domingo, aquí mismo en Estados Unidos, que me está apoyando y que solamente esperen lo mejor de mí, como siempre, que estamos 100% ready y el sábado por la noche van a ver un buen espectáculo.
I want to thank everyone for the support, all the support I'm getting from my people in the Dominican Republic and also from all the fans and media here in the U.S. We're going to put on a great show on Saturday.
Well, thank you so much, Elvis. Thank you so much, Freddie, for joining us today.